Hey guys, how you doing? It's Ryan here. I'm going to show you a nice, easy date night look to do. It's really simple. It's a bright red lip and a dark eyes. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing you want to do is you want to start with a moisturizer like this one, if you can see it. It's the Dual Treatment Moisturizer. It's just name brand. It doesn't really matter. Everybody has their favorites. You can use your regular moisturizer. And what this is going to do is make your skin nice and soft and able to take the product. You want to get that everywhere, all over your face and down your neck, so that everything in your skin is nice and soaked up. Next thing you want to do is use a primer or BB or CC cream, and the one that I have is the NYC BB cream. I just got this one, and I'm not really sure how I feel about it. I think I might switch to the Revlon one because this was the cheaper version. But I'm using it just to see how it works. Where is my brush? That'll work. So you can apply it with your fingers. I don't think there's really a specific way that you should apply it. I use a brush because it's just easier for me to see. So what you want to do is you want to apply it under your eye, up on your cheek, and that is a lot. Both sides. You don't want to use too much so that it's not like too liquidy or too bad. Just enough to make it stand out for you. That is a lot. Okay. Up under there, on your forehead. And then once I got it where I want, I don't really care about my fingers for this one. So I rub it in with my fingers. Alright, so the next step is using your concealer. I have two different kinds. I have really dark circles under my eyes, and I have a blood vein that sticks right here. You can probably see it's really dark. So I just got this brand new thing that I love, and it's from Pixi. I was holding it upside down, and it's the concentration thing. I can't remember the name of it. It's concentrate. I think I'm not crazy. That's what it's called, I swear. And the color that I have is brightening peach. See? So that's what I use for my under eyes, and I do that first. After that, I don't really put a whole lot underneath it. I don't like really heavy makeup. So you want to use a really nice clean brush for this. And where is the brush that I use? There's the brush that I use. This brush is a little too big for my taste. I don't really like it this big, but I can't find my smaller brush. And all it is it's like a paste, like that. You get some on your brush. You sweep it under your eye, like that. And as a little primer on your shadow, on top of your eye. You don't want it too thick, and it's going to brighten up your eye a whole lot. Can you see the difference in just that little bit between the side and the side? So we're going to do that to the other side. Sorry for the really bad lighting, by the way. My vanity is not set up in my room yet. So I'm in the bathroom. I don't like it, but that'll change really quickly. Okay, so now that's taken care of. Put that aside and use my concealer, and this is my MAC concealer in NW20. That's the color I use. I love this little thing. I've had it since December, and it's starting to go away, but I love it a lot. I use it all the time, and usually I would put it under here, but since I got that Pixi stuff, I don't use it there. And you just want to concentrate where you have red marks, around your cheek, on your nose, any blemishes, anything like that. Okay. My brush for that is right here. You can use your fingers for all of this. It doesn't really matter. This is just my personal preference to do with a brush. I feel like it gets out a little evener. that aside because I'm going to use it for later. So, and then the next thing that you're going to do is your foundation. Some people like a cream foundation, some people like a powder foundation. I prefer a liquid one, and that's if you look at any like Pinterest or blogs or anything, that's usually what professional makeup artists or stylists use. And the ones that I use is MAC. It's the Face and Body Liquid Foundation in, what is it in? I don't know the color that it's in off the top of my head. I don't know where the box went. It just creates a really even look for me, and I don't like really heavy makeup. I don't like things that are very, very dark, very heavy and cakey on your face. It doesn't look good to me, so everything that I put on is very light. So for liquid foundation, for anything liquid, I prefer a brush because it once again puts it very neatly on, and I focus over here on the side of my face, filling in the gaps between the concealer, the pixie on the nose, and a very, very light little bit, like the size of the top of an eraser on your pencil. That's all that you need. Okay. Make sure when you're doing your foundation and stuff, one, that it matches your face tone very well. I hate it when girls, especially young girls, do a very, very dark tan face, foundation, primer, bronzer, all of that, and the rest of their skin is pale as white. It doesn't look good. I don't know why I think it looks good, but whatever. So that's done. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of bronzer, and I am not the best at bronzer and highlighting. I am learning, so it might not look the best. The easiest way for me to do it is to start with really light stuff. The kind that I have is the NYX Blush and Bronzer, Baked Blush and Bronzer from, I actually got this with a kit of NYX, NYX, whatever you want to call it, butter gloss, 2 shadows, and this, and I absolutely love it. So I'm going to use a little bit thicker, that's not the brush I want. Sorry. A thicker brush that's slanted because you're going to go right up this way. And if you're not used to it, definitely my suggestion is go light with this. So you're going to suck your cheeks in because you want to show your apples right here. You go up. See a little bit of definition. That side ended up a little bit higher than I wanted it to. If you see me look up, I'm looking at my mirror because it's hard for me to see too. So I'm going to leave that. Dropped it. So put that brush up. The next thing I'm going to do is my blush. And I use MAC. If you can't figure it out, I really love MAC. I have really sensitive skin, and I have to use name brand things like this, really high end, to make sure that my skin stays that bright. So I'll use this just right here on the apples of my cheeks. You don't want too much, just enough. So that's done. The next thing I'm going to do is just use this little fluffier brush to blend it all together. Blend it up and down. You don't want any harsh lines, any spots. Okay. And then I'm going to set it with my, once again, MAC Powder Foundation. It's my powder that I use to set things. It makes it nice and easy and soft and stuff like that. Makes things stay. Ow. Poked myself in the eye. Because I'm just that talented. Alright, so that part is done. The other thing that you can use for your blush and your highlighter, this is a bronzer for highlighter and contour. For highlighting and contouring, later I'll do a video specifically on that when I get a little bit better at it. I have this thing from M Cosmetics. If you've not heard of them, if you've not heard of Ipsy or Michelle Phan, go on YouTube and look up Michelle Phan. It is She's amazing and is my inspiration, and M Cosmetics is her line of makeup, and it is awesome. You'll see me later. I use some of it, some of the things I get in my Ipsy bag and stuff like that, and I'll use some of the shadows that I've gotten from her in deals and stuff like that. So the other thing that you can use when you want to do highlighting and stuff like that really intense is you can use a littler fan brush, put it up here around your brow line, and down here. It creates a really light dusting, and it's really easy. So the next thing you want to do is fill in your brows, and this is kind of a little bit of a thing that I'm new to. I don't really fill in my brows a whole lot, just because they are very, very thick to begin with. So it's newer to me. So I will show you how I am starting to do it, and I do it very, very lightly, not heavy at all, because I don't want to look like I have tattooed eyebrows, pretty much. So, how to get off any of my extra stuff that I had earlier. So this is from the Milani, the brown and eye pencil, and it's the highlighters. So the dark brown and the light brown come in handy. I use the light brown back here just to bring it out a little bit. You want to follow your natural brow. If you have thicker eyebrows like me, rock it. If you got thinner ones, rock it. Don't really matter. And then just lightly go in like this. You see the difference? This one is a little thinner and this one really pops out a little bit. I have thicker eyebrows. I need to get them waxed, but I still rock them pretty thick like this. Don't move your face. It's a really bad idea. Okay. After I do that, to thin out the color, because now they feel really, really heavy, so I take my brush. I'm drawing a blank on the name. I'm really sorry. I can't remember it. Take this brush and come across here, and it scrapes off pretty any of the extras and puts the hairs into place. And then after that, I come through with the comb and just set all of the hairs. And it takes away that harshness. So now that that's all done, we are going to start on the eyes. This is a little bit of a heavier look. It causes a lot of blending, but if you want to go lighter, you can use lighter browns and blacks and stuff like that. I have really dark brown eyes, so I like the way this looks with the contouring. So the first thing that I always do, and this is just my habit, is line my waterline with black. And in later videos, you'll see that I change that color sometimes to make my eyes pop. That's just the way that I do it, so I'll do it really quick. You don't want it too heavy because otherwise you look like you have raccoon eyes and you look like you're 12. My opinion. Whatever. My opinion doesn't really matter. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do something a little bit different than I normally do. And I'm going to use, that's not the right pencil, that's not the right pencil, that's not the right pencil, not the right pencil. That's the right one. Sorry. So I have this shadow stick right here, and it's in a dark brown. This is by Rimmel London Scandalize. I really like it, and it makes it easier for me to do smoky eyes, a dark brown smoky. You want it really lightly. I'll start here. I'm bringing it, and you just kind of want to make kind of a triangle with it. I have a really hard time with creating smoky eyes with regular things, so I got that and I tried it out, and I really like it. And then you just want to blend that to make it, ow, poke my eye again. Make it less harsh. And don't worry, you're going to blend it with things later too. So next, you're going to grab a little bit of a lighter shade, and I'm using Revlon Customize for these. These palettes are really easy for me because I can follow the back and be creative, but I can do it in really quickly and take it to school with me and do it in my bathroom before work. It's great. So I'm going to use this color right here, and it's a coppery, shimmery color that's not too dark but not too light, and take off the excess, put it right here. I know, it looks really dark. So then I'm going to take my contouring brush, and this is just a little brush that I use. I really like it. If I can keep things in my hands, wouldn't that be great? And then blend the two together. And a little bit up onto your crease and up closer to your brow bone. Don't worry, I'm going to put a little bit darker stuff over here too. Don't freak out, because it looks really similar right now. So the next thing I'm going to do is on this side of my eye, right near close to my tear duct, I'm going to use this shade right here because it's lighter than this one over here. Just 3 sweeps is really all that I need. Okay. Once again, blend. Okay. Right. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this really light, very shimmery NYX Base Shadow in Lavish. I like it a lot. It's really, really light, and that's all you need really for your brow bone near my eyebrow right here. You don't want anything too heavy because it's going to look freaking crazy. So that just creates a little texture right there and creates a little pop. It's gold. I like it. The next thing I'm going to do is just do a little highlight right here and underneath. I'm going to use this middle color right here. I have a mess up on my counter. Just one more blend to get it all nice together. So my eyeliner, I usually do a heavier dark black eyeliner, sometimes really thin, sometimes not, and I do liquid liners. You can use shadows and you can use stick liners, doesn't matter. I use 2 different ones. Some people use the same for the top and the bottom. The kind that I use is called Jessie's Girl, and once again, it's from Ipsy. It is the absolute best liner I have ever had, and I will never buy anything else. It's really thin, really easy, and it comes in this thin tip right here. It's like drawing with a felt pen. So we're going to do a lighter liner since you have darker eyes. Let's start. I always taper mine out to wherever my shadow ends, just so that it looks nice and even. I'll show you how to do a cat eye later. Go buy this, it's amazing. So the next thing I'm going to do is my mascara. And the kind that I'm going to use is Be a Bombshell. by Bombshell. They have a bunch of other things. I'm not a really big fan of this one. I have a hard time finding mascaras that I like. I don't like the smell of this one for whatever. It smells kind of chemically and it's gooey to me, but it gets the job done. The other the other mascaras that I have, I'm not really big fan of. I'll go through them a whole lot. I have to find one that I really like. So, do one layer on the top, and don't get on your nose like I just did. And then take your crimper, press it down for 5 seconds. Another really good trick for this to keep them is you can do it before you put your mascara on and heat it up with a blow dryer for like 5 seconds, and it holds really well. Then do another layer. You hear my dogs barking? Sorry. That's done. So, my last step is my red lips, and you can do it kind of any way you want. I like my way, because I do it. So, you want to create a base and remove your natural lines with your concealer. Just do a little bit. Smack your lips together. And cover it in. This is going to take the natural lines away and create a nice base for you that's going to make your red pop. Next thing you're going to do is use your lip liner. And I use the Revlon Color Stay. And this one is in red. That was going to be a really cool name, and it's red. Ain't that great? And you're just going to line really lightly. So I have a scar right over here, and I line there so that it covers it. This one is a little dried out because it's a little on the older side. A really good trick to make sure you get in all the crevices is smile. Line anything you missed. Okay. So that's all lined. And the next thing I'm going to use is another thing by Revlon, and it's in red. Certainly red. 740. I love this one. It's really bright. It's really popular. Those bright red lips are really popular right now. This one is a little too bright for me. I like things a little bit darker, and I'll show you how to do my favorite red lip later with MAC products again. So you can either do this right on here, but I like using a brush for precision. Just take a little of the red color. See, fix any mistakes. That's where the concealer comes in handy because it comes right off. And then the very last thing that you do is blot. Ta-da! And there is a good, easy date night look. Red lips. My lines are really clean. Some dark brown eyes. Bye guys, see you later, chickadees.